into account body recomposition and moving into the arena of focusing on weight loss or building the bodies that we want. So this week's mental fitness tip is mind over muscle, understanding the true connection between mind and body. And I'm excited to see how my accountability partners, experiment with this fit tip and apply it to their workouts, apply it to their eating, and I'm excited to see what we come up with this week. So welcome back.
One of the things we're trying to think about is mind over muscle. So what does that really mean? For me, it means you have got to connect your mind with the exercises that you're doing so that you can focus on the muscle movement. I've noticed over the past few weeks, because I've been doing a lot of lifting mixed in with cardio, which is great, some of my muscle definition has not been as great. I might be leaning out more so than building muscle. And I also struggle with getting enough calories in. I get my calories in, but I don't think I get quite enough in to help build muscle. I'm just getting enough in to kind of maintain it. So as I get ready to do this bicep curl, I really try and focus. Sometimes I even just will look at my muscles. So kind of like they say, the vanity muscles. So I just make sure that I'm squeezing and focusing exactly on the muscle that I'm trying to build. So as I do that, with each rep, I know that I'm gonna burn it out to exhaustion. And hopefully, by doing this and staying focused on doing it, I'll see some improvement over the next few weeks. Talk to you guys soon.
Yes, I definitely think there is a connection between your emotional state and your physical exercise routine. Truth be told, many of us run to the gym, run to our workout whenever there's a stressful moment going on, whenever there's moments of pain, frustration, and anger, hoping to relieve some of that tension. So I guess even through science, there is connection there between the emotional and the physical. But most importantly, it allows you to leave it on the floor. When you are exerting that negative energy and tension that you have built up, and when you can really push into your exercise and your physical routine, you're actually able to do a little bit more because you're using that to fuel the things that you're able to accomplish in your workout. So the connection between the two is extremely real. And I do think that while you're releasing that negative energy, that physical component of things is building you back up, is bringing you more clarity, is building up your confidence, and it allows you to do more, being able to sort through that through the workout. So the connection between that emotional and physical state is definitely not only there, but real.
Like always, I give myself a pep talk, and because, like I said, I feel like my back is hurting, I had to really focus on the moves and tell myself, okay, back, we're now focusing on our legs, and so connect with your legs. And so again, just give myself a lot of pep talk and really trying to connect to the workout today. I'm sure they did. I don't remember because again, it was a challenging workout. But again, I always tell myself, you got this, don't quit. So I really had to dig deep today to get through the workout.
I've realized that if I go ahead and take care of me first at the beginning of the day, so that may mean getting up at 5 o'clock and having my quiet time, my devotional with God, whether that's the beginning of the morning or even late in the evening. But in terms of my workouts, I know that for me to be mentally into it, I need to prioritize those first thing in the morning so that I can take time for me, get a good workout in, and I feel better about me. And then I feel much better about giving to everyone else. So, just making myself a priority. And so I certainly encourage others to do the same and not to feel guilty about it, because you should not feel guilty about self-care. Okay? So yeah, don't feel guilty about taking care of you. It's kind of that whole concept of, put your oxygen mask on before helping anyone else. So you have to help yourself before you can help anyone else.
Hey everyone, quick check-in. I went to the studio to do strength training and to the Y to get in 30 minutes of cardio. I have to admit that I am tired, but I had to keep telling myself, Maggie Ann, you're worth it, and to keep pushing. Oftentimes we get busy doing things for everyone else except ourselves, and so it's important that we pause and make time for ourselves. And so again, I gave myself a pep talk, tired, but I made it through. Hope you have an amazing day.
I do think there is certain levels of a connection between self-discipline and self-worth. I truly believe that self-worth is actually an indication of your value, or how you see yourself, how valuable you see yourself. And I believe that if you see yourself as something of value, then you're more prone to take great care of it because of its value. It's just like if you had a expensive item purse, car, you take a house. The more you pay or the more value you see in that item, the more upkeep you're willing to do because you know what it takes to maintain that value. So just like in those scenarios, it's the same thing with our bodies. How you see your self-worth really is a reflection of how disciplined you will be in your eating and in your workout. That's why many of us sometimes when we fall into a downward spiraling feeling or feelings of emotions, we tend to, eat or do things in excess because we don't feel that self-worthiness still. But the moment that we start building our confidence, the moment that we start seeing our bodies change, the discipline actually follows with that. So absolutely, I think self-discipline will come as you see yourself worthy of being that value, or seeing yourself in the light of the value that you are. So yes, I do agree. There is a connection between self-discipline and self-worth. What you value, you will maintain.
Today, feeling really crummy, not really sick per se, but just not feeling my best. At work all day, I probably drank maybe 6 to 8 ounces, ate a couple of my meals, and just went all day without eating. And I was just thinking about, this fitness journey, like why do we neglect ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally, knowing that, the final outcome is not for our good. I think, as a woman, sometimes just putting myself on the back burner, making sure that I'm taking care of everybody else and not taking care of myself. So needless to say, workouts haven't been great. I did get up and work out Monday because that was before the shot. Tuesday, had plans to get up, went to bed early, Monday night feeling like, get some plenty of rest so that I can get up because I was going to beat this thing. But needless to say, even though I wasn't sleepy, my mind was right. My body was saying one thing. So I guess it's kind of almost like a catch-22 because I was rested, mind was ready, but my body just said, girl, it's time for you to lay that thing down and rest. You didn't fuel right. Continue to make sure that I get my fluids in, continue eating healthy, and staying focused. Talk to you guys soon.
Absolutely. Self-discipline is tied to self-worth. And here's how I know that personally. 5 months ago, I wasn't working out, or really the past, maybe past few months. And it was because I didn't think I was worth being here working out, or worth, getting up and being in my home gym. My confidence level was low. I was struggling, going through depression and all of that. And it absolutely was tied to how I felt about me. As soon as that shift of mind, that mindset shift, in that, no, I am worth this. And you know why I'm worth it? Because God said I'm worth it. And I'm enough just for Him, no matter what. And so as soon as that changed, a whole new focus on fitness came about. And so now, I'm dedicated. I am in it because I'm worth it.
Why we mentally, psychologically need a trainer to work through our programs and get through our goals. And one trainer in particular that has really inspired me, not just by because of what she's allowed me to be able to achieve, but more so because of how she does her job, because she cares about the people that she works with, and because of how many women she has helped to transform, helped to stay on the path towards fitness, help them to understand why fitness is absolutely important. And that person is Renee Pillow. So I'm so excited to be able to talk with her today about how she approaches her training, how she maintains her own mental fitness in working with people, and just overall the importance she puts on maintaining a right mind. One of her prominent sayings is, get your mind right. And I didn't realize to the extent physically how I would need to get my mind right in order to get my physical right. So I'm excited to be talking with her today, and hope you enjoy the interview.
Hey, thank you so much for all your hard work, your love, and time that you pour into us. Thank you for the vision that you have for us as women. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank you for your great staff that comes alongside you and help you fulfill your vision. Love you.
Thanks, Renee. You are simply the best. You are a beast, but again, you're simply the best. I am so grateful to have you a part of my fitness journey. Thanks again.
Hi, Renee. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being you and sharing what you do. You have not only changed my life, but my family's life as well. And for that, we say thank you and we appreciate you.
Hey sister, Renee, you know how much I appreciate you. So thankful that our paths crossed back in 2007 and we are still here. And I love you. So thankful for your friendship, certainly for helping me to have a better understanding of health and fitness and doing it the right way. So I'm just thankful for you.
Hey Renee, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Love you. Thanks, Renee.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you, Renee. You're the best. Love you.
Thank you so much for pouring your ministry into us. You're amazing.
Thank you so much for being the phenomenal trainer that you are.
Thank you, thank you, thank
you. All right, here we are with one of my favorite people, Renee Pillow, who is the owner, founder of Fit with Renee Studio. And she has been known to help women just kind of transform their lives within fitness, within understanding why it's important to prioritize your own fitness, your own health, as well as kind of getting your mind right, which is one of her Renee isms that we use very often in her community. So welcome, Miss Renee. I appreciate you doing this interview today.
Thank you. Happy to be here with you on this Sunday morning.
So let's start off, Renee. When did this actually start for you? When did you become interested in building your life around fitness?
Probably around the time, I shouldn't say probably, definitely around the time that my mother had gotten sick. She was very ill, and she passed away at 49. And at that point, I really felt that I wasn't going to make it because my mom didn't make it. And I desperately was just like, I was depressed. I was very depressed. I didn't know, what life was going to be like without her. And so I had, went to the doctor. I still remember the appointment. I had a physician. It was just my regular routine checkup. And I was telling him that my heart was hurting because my mom died of, she had congestive heart failure, and then she had a transplant, and it failed. And I said, my chest was hurting, and, something was wrong. And he was just like, there's nothing wrong with you. He goes, you should start working out. He's like, you can start with a pencil. He said, you can take a pencil and you can, he told me to curl, and I was looking at him like, dude, what a pencil curl, what? But anyway, so happened that after that, I just started going to the gym because I was so mentally confused about my health and, really if I was okay. And went to the gym, got a trainer, start seeing other women who look like me. And they were in great shape. They seemed happy and they were working out. Their bodies looked good. And it just gave me something to hope for. And so I just would go get on the treadmill and watch these other people work out. And, I had on the sweatsuit and they had on the little tight outfits or the shorts. And I was just like, I want that. And so, my desire became strong. And so the more I watched other people and started engaging and get to know these other people, all of a sudden, the more I started to engage, and it was just a different thing that I didn't know about. And so life just changed. I was just much happier with what I found with working out and training.
Absolutely. And when did that passion transition into helping other women for you?
So probably a couple years later, I was like, kicking it with some folks at the gym, and, it was like my workout partners, and they were like, hey, let's start, preparing for a bodybuilding show. I was like, a what? A bodybuilding show. And so, I started training with a couple of guys that I got close to at the gym, and we worked out all the time. The three of us would meet at the gym, and they were showing me how to do everything. And so it was the squatting, the bench pressing, about weights. And so I just really enjoyed it. And so it transitioned into it because from there, I changed so much, and people noticed so much that I had another guy that was at the gym who was a photographer. He was just like, hey, do you realize how much you've changed? And so he was like, you should take some pictures. And so I was like, really? And so I took photos, and for the first time, I saw myself different when I saw the pictures. I was like, wow, I really have changed. And from there, my girlfriends were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so I would talk to them, and then I would just like, hey, I'll show you how to work out, how to do this, how to do that. And they would come to my house, and, we'd start training. And from there, it just changed. I enjoyed helping people. I enjoyed helping myself. I was going through a difficult time in life, and it just helped me tremendously. It helped me come through the depression from losing my mom, the depression of the divorce. And I just found something that I really absolutely was passionate about.
Yeah. So what was the transition for you with regards to maintaining after you were able to kind of see how far you've come, how far you brought other women? What helped sustain you with regards to maintaining that over this many years?
What helps sustain me, and I tell people, even sometimes when I'm with women doing their consultations, it was a strong desire. I remember specifically that one day, right prior to me really working out a lot, I had went to try on an outfit and I had somewhere to go. And that dressing room mirror does something to you when you actually see your entire body. And so I tried on maybe about 4 outfits and nothing looked right. And all I could see is just, fat parts hanging out and the clothes weren't cute. And I cried that day. And I cried and I left out there without an outfit. And I just was like, no more. No more. And so that still propels me to this day to just never go back to that point. I have a strong desire that, if there are certain things in life that I can control, because you can't control everything, I will control the way I look.
Okay.
And so and so with that, for all of these years, because I was in my early 30s and now I'm 50, I always said that I would never go back to that person because I remember how that felt. And other things in life, like I said, there are some things that are absolutely out of your control, but that was absolutely something that I knew I could control forever. And so I decided that would be it. That would be it because, I think that, we are challenged with so many different things. And then so we're trying to do so much. And it's just like, if you can get really good at just a couple of those things, everything else will fall into place. People, eventually everything does. Everything, my mom used to always say, everything will work out. It'll work its way out. But that there was something that I knew for sure that I had to stick with. If I didn't stick with anything else, stick with me taking care of me making sure that I maintain a healthy physique and a physique that I wanted to see, a physique that looked like I worked out.
Yes. Wow. So one of the things that you use most often when you're training is the phrase, get your mind right. Something that I have nightmares about sometimes. What do you mean when you throw that out there when you're, helping women along their journey? What does that actually mean to you?
To me, it basically means that it's about getting focused. Because we've used so many excuses for not taking care of ourselves and not getting focused on being healthy. I always say, I got to say healthy first, healthy, then looking fit. All of that's important because image is important really for women. It's very important for us, how we look. But in addition to that, it is just stop putting everything else in front of it. It could be anything. I've heard it all. My dog died, or my uncle's sick, or I'm depressed, or this, and the other. I mean, we have so many excuses. It's like, you got to get your mind right because all of this is going to continue to happen the rest of your life. Stuff is going to happen. Life is not perfect and everything can't be perfect all at the same time. Yes. So you got to get your mind right, get focused on what it is that you want for yourself because self is important. No one can take care of you the way you can take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
No one. No, your children, your husband, or whatever. No one. And so with that being said, you've got to understand that this is your job. This is your responsibility to take care of you. Yes. And so you have to get your mind right and focus on that. And then everything else, put it behind, in back of you focusing on taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
So that's get your mind right.
Okay. Add that definition in there. We just came off of a very trying time in our country. Just as a mom of 2 boys, as a business owner of the center, Fit with Renee studio, and as a wife or wife to be, how do you feel going through that and getting over that has impacted or informed the way that you do training now?
Well, okay, so how's that impacted? Well, I think that it does because, or how it impacts it is just the fact that, it's priorities, it's responsibilities, it is being this grown woman that I need to be, because there are lots of things in life that you have to take care of and that you have to do and you have to try to be really good at. And so I've tried to put them all together in this box and say, hey, these are the things that are most important. And these are the things that I have to focus on. And so, with my business, I treat it just like it is my babies. It is important to me in my life. And so, I don't want to ever not be professional, just the way I would not want to ever not be a good mother. I want to make it a priority so that my clients know that it's the FWR is a priority. So I think that just in general, just my personality, being a Virgo, who I am, it is, when I decide that it's something that I need to do, I'm just going to get it done. And it's just like, there's no back burner. You just, you just do it. You do what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't, it's still there. It's still, things are still going to happen. So you just have to refocus and say, hey, this is important. And you don't even think about it not ever not being important. You just do it.
How do you stay mentally healthy while working with clients through their own physical challenges who they themselves have trouble maintaining mental fitness?
How do I stay mentally? I look at it because I just say to myself that mentally, it is my desire just to make sure I'm helping women. I want them to feel good about themselves. So mentally, for me, it's just a wonderful, good feeling. It's something that I feel like the Lord will want me to do to help other women to feel good, to help them to be better for themselves and for their families and for just being alive. When you say being alive, this is the part of being alive, being feeling good and feeling positive. And so for me, mentally, it is just knowing that I'm doing my part to help someone. Mm-hmm. I'm giving back. Mm-hmm. So mentally, it's just a no-brainer for me. It is my strong desire just to give someone something that someone gave to me, and know how it impacted my life, and know how good it felt, and know that without it, I think something would have been missing, and I never would have found it if I didn't get this part of me right.
Okay. What types of clients challenge you the most, and how do you mentally work through things with those type of clients?
To be honest, the ones that challenge me the most are the ones that are constantly making excuses. Because I'm like, darling, your life ain't worse than anybody else's. We all have different challenges. We just don't all talk about it. But if you listen to someone else's story, it's sometimes worse than yours. Mm-hmm. And so what bothers me the most or affects me the most are more challenging, should I say, as you asked, is the ones that are constantly making excuses. Constantly. And it's just like, it doesn't matter how I try to build them up or try to work with them, it's always another excuse. Yes. And it's just like, at what point do you stop making excuses for this? Or the fact that I know you succeeded in something, because a lot of my clients, female clients, are professionals. Mm-hmm. So they've had to go through lots of years of training and education. And that would seem a lot harder to me than for you to actually take care of yourself. It's like, why are you making this such a challenge when I know that 8 years of school had to be challenging, but you did that. And now you don't want to do this? Why? Why? And so, yeah, that's what bothers me the most, or that's what's most challenging when it comes to a client.
What do you find are your mental goals for your workouts? So prior to going into workout, what types of things do you tell yourself to get the motivation to go there?
Well, I don't need much motivation to go work out, because that's who I am. That's what I enjoy. It's like, if a person enjoys smoking a cigarette or something, I enjoy working out. So it's not much of a challenge for me to get up and go, but mentally to prepare, I just want to make sure that there's focus, which means that I don't like to have other things on my mind or other things that I want to do. I want to clear my mind, and, I like to just be able to go in, and there's nothing, like no one's calling me, no one's asking for my attention for anything. I want to go in and spend that hour or 2 hours focusing on my plan. I have to make sure I know what I'm going to do that day, and I want to get in there and make it happen and just enjoy that moment. Because, I think that what a lot of people don't understand, there is a lot of mental focus when it comes to working out, and especially for a person who's doing a lot of resistance training, because you have to connect your mind with the actual workout, with the muscle group, so that you can have a better workout. I hate mindless workouts. When I tell the ladies, and even in studio, get focused. It is just like, you're talking, or your mind is thinking about the 1,000 other things you have to do in the day. I'm like, no, take this time to stop thinking about whatever, so that you can concentrate on the squeeze of each muscle group, because your arms are your, whatever may be doing the work, but it's around really about your chest doing the work. You can't put the weight on your chest. You have to put it in your hands to push it away from your chest. So you mentally have to connect your mind and the muscle and really do the squeezing and the contracting, so that that muscle will change. And I always say, don't waste a rep. That's another one of my Renee-isms, right? And I hate that, because if you guys don't do that, then you're just like going through the motions. And I don't want you to go through the motions. And for me, I don't want to go through the motions of anything. I want to actually be very effective, so that I'm in there and I'm changing. I'm not in there just to play. I'm in there to change. I'm in there to look better. I'm in there to feel better. And so you need to make sure your mind is mentally connected to your workout and focus there, and not on everything else that's around you.
Absolutely. So in the Me versus Me challenge, we just came off of week 4, which is about rest and recovery. And I know for you, recently you've had to take some time for yourself. Do you find it difficult when you start to get ran down to be able to take time for yourself? Or what is your approach around rest and recovery, mentally and physically?
I think it's very extremely important for rest and recovery. When you're resting, that's when you're actually growing and changing. That's when the muscle is regenerating and it's becoming stronger. So you do definitely need to rest, or have a rest day or recovery day. Mentally, it's important as well, because a worn out mind means ineffective workouts. And so, or just life in general, if you're worn out, you can't be the best that you need to be. So, that's very important. My breaks are mainly for me to clear my head, or mentally refocus. And I need that, because even for the client, I can tell myself, I can feel when I am not so engaged with the clients. And I can feel when I'm feeling really drained for myself. So that's when I'm like, Renee, you got to step away for a minute, because all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to really be here today. I don't really want to be at work. And I don't ever want to have that attitude, because my clients depend on me. They're the ones that are coming in and they need my help, and I need to be ready to be their cheerleader, to help them, to push them through, so they feel good about their workout. So when I'm worn out, it's just like time to take a break. But me physically, I know how to rest when it's time for me to rest from my workouts, because I understand the importance of recovering the muscles, so that they can come back and do more and be strong. And then you less chances of you injuring yourself as well. But yes, mentally and also physically, you need to take a rest day, a rest moment. A lot of you guys I feel like, will just keep pushing, because you feel like, oh, I'm behind, because I took all this break last year during the pandemic, so I need to go hard. Well, the body doesn't react like that. It needs to still go slow and get back in it, and it's going to be better for you. And so you have to say to yourself, hey, I'm going to schedule Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday workout. I may take out Thursday, Friday, and then go back in. Whatever. It's important that, and you just need to know you're not going to get it all in one day anyway. It doesn't work like that. This is a journey. And so all you have to remember is that, since it is a journey, that you've got to make it a part of who you are for the rest of your life. Absolutely. And each month, each year, we'll get better.
Absolutely. So to conclude, I know that, you have a reputation around town. You've won a lot of different rewards for the work that you do. People really kind of look up to you in the fitness industry. Sounds like regionally. what do you say to the client who has been thinking about coming to Fit with Renee, but has heard some of the, ways that you enforce mental and physical toughness, and can find you kind of intimidating? What would you say to that person?
I will say to them that obviously there's plenty of people who've come before you and thought the same things, that it was going to either be tough or they were afraid to work with me, and that they will find that actually it's probably one of the best decisions that they've made, because yes, I am tough, but it's love, because I actually really care. I care about particularly females and their health. And, just for the things in life that I've gone through, I understand that, a lot of us have had some tough time. And sometimes you'll find something when you least expect it right here at FWR.
Absolutely.
So it's more than just the workout. It's a community of women who are helping each other. And we sisters love each other. We all do. And so we're going to, of course, hit it when we're in there, but you're going to find a lot of love too. So come on, we're there.
Absolutely. So my last question, or my last statement is, it says in the Bible, to whom much is given, much is expected. And to me, you exude that in all its excellence. What does that sound like to you when you hear that statement?
It sounds like God has put a whole bunch on me that I didn't expect in life. I was supposed to be a dental hygienist, raise my kids, stay married, and retire. And hey, but that was not the plan. I say thank you, God, for the opportunity. And a lot of times we're stronger than what we think we are, and He's given me a whole bunch. And I understand my journey a little bit more now. I understand where I'm supposed to be, which was right there at FWR. My plan was already made. And so, I understand that this is what God has for me in my life and what He wants me to do with it. So that's what keeps me going. That's what definitely keeps me going.
Amen. And I just want to say thank you for allowing yourself to be used in this way, and just for your diligence. And the one thing that I have found about you that you just said today was that, you put your heart and soul in this. And I've been to a lot of different trainers, and I can feel the difference in what you do versus what kind of goes on in this industry. So thank you for allowing yourself to be used in that way. I'm praying that I'm going to get back on my goals.
And you will. And you will. You will. You just have to make sure, again, don't think of it as anything else but just being a part of who you are.
Yes.
So that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for doing the interview today. I look forward to seeing you in the studio when you return from your break, because you're taking a break right now, which is great. Get much rest on your break, and I'll be praying for you all the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Thank you. You take care.